check in with First Alert meteorologist Paul Hagan. They were playing out in Golden Gate Park, and it was a little should I say, cloudy outside.
Yeah, it's always a little misty in the park, but I'm curious if they actually got some measurable rain.
Very little. Most spots picked up barely more than a trace, but hey, in October, every drop counts, especially in early October, and we'll see another chance for a couple of showers tomorrow. Let's take a look at what you need to know as we head through the next few days. As we take a look outside for the Mark Hopkins Hotel, you can see all that cloud cover hanging out throughout the day. Occasional peaks of sunshine, but tonight we're just basically going to see a few sprinkles here and there. Not much in the way of measurable rain on top of the very little we've already picked up, but another batch of showers is going to be rolling our way mainly late in the day tomorrow afternoon, early evening. We dry out, we warm up by midweek, and then another round of cloud cover heads our way late in the week. That unlikely to produce much of a rain chance for us. Let's take a look at what's happening on First Alert Doppler right now. And there are some returns on the radar indicating that the atmosphere is trying its best to squeeze out a little bit of moisture, but most of this is evaporating on the way down. Let's switch over to Futurecast, and it shows minimal shower activity as we head through tonight into early tomorrow morning. We'll start off with that mix of clouds and sunshine, but the clouds will thicken up again, and there's the next round of rain approaching the coast by late morning and starting to move into the North Bay during the afternoon, trying to hit the coast by mid to late afternoon. Even San Francisco has a decent rain chance, but again, a lot of this is going to be evaporating on its way in. And the farther inland you go in the East Bay and the Santa Clara Valley, well, the terrain barriers are basically going to squeeze most of the moisture out of the atmosphere before it has a chance to hit the ground in those areas. And then we clear out as we head through tomorrow night. So how much rain are we talking about? Not a whole lot. Less than 1/10 of an inch across the board. Most locations would see barely more than a trace. A couple of hundredths of an inch of moisture, maybe adding a little bit of some water to those fire fuels. We'll take every drop that we can get. Rain chances are going to be pretty low after tomorrow. Again, for most of the Bay Area, it's around a 20 to 30% chance tomorrow into tomorrow evening. And then we're dry through the end of the work week and even into the weekend. Maybe an outside chance of a shower farther down the line early next week. The clouds, that's going to put a big hamper on the amount of solar electricity generated across the Bay Area for the next couple of days. But with sunshine returning Wednesday, those numbers should go up. Right now, well, there are the clouds. Temperatures stand in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s. That's as far as we have gone today. Significant change from that heat wave we had last week. Temperatures tonight with the clouds overhead not dropping too far, mid to upper 50s to around 60 degrees. And then we are going to warm up. Let's take a look at tomorrow's forecast. High temperatures, which are going to be a good 5 to 10 degrees below average. Low to maybe mid 70s in the Santa Clara Valley. Morgan Hill will be one of the warm spots at 74 degrees. Last week, you were one of the hot spots at 98 degrees. So talk about a change. Right around 70 degrees for Redwood City, barely above 70 degrees inland in the East Bay till you go on the east side of Mount Diablo, a little farther into the 70s there. Mid 60s along the coast, 60s for San Francisco and Oakland, with temperatures in the North Bay where the cloud cover arrives a little bit faster and you have the best chance of those scattered showers. It's going to limit how much you warm up, mostly upper 60s, maybe struggling up to around 70 degrees. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast, and we'll start with inland parts of the Bay Area, which are going to warm up to a greater extent once we get towards Thursday and Friday especially, but then a little baby cool down for the first half of the weekend. And again, after tomorrow, very little rain chance in place. And inland parts of the Bay Area, it depends where inland you are. The North Bay has the best chance of rain overall. For the areas around the Bay, temperatures will return to the 70s for the most part later on this week. Along the coast, you'll also see a bit of a warm up, but it's going to be more modest compared to other parts of the Bay Area, with temperatures just kind of hovering in the 60s, maybe into the upper half of the 60s for a couple of days, which in the middle of October was right about where we're supposed to be.
Looks pretty good. Thank you, Paul.